Good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are in the world. And today is our first cyclocross stream, and we'll see how this goes. Obviously, it's the return of Mathieu van Poel, it's the return of Wout van Aert as well, and we'll see what is exactly going to happen here. Still a few minutes before the race, so we just have a bit of a time or bit of time to talk about the situation in terms of the cyclocross season. So far, it's been an interesting one for anyone with the eyes of Thibaut Nesh. Thibaut Nesh, I can try and share that as well. He's been absolutely having a great start to the season in the World Cup. Obviously, this is one of the series. There's plenty of series in the World Cup and the in cyclocross, not in the World Cup. That makes zero sense. So we have the Trofea H2O series. You've got the World Cup series, you've got a Super Prestige series, and today we are talking about the World Cup series, obviously. Mathieu van der Poel, Wout van Aert, first encounter for some time, and this is just this is the rounds that we've seen so far in the World Cup, and Thibaut Ness taking two of them, Michael van Toerhout taking one as well, but crucially, Mathieu van der Poel returning for the first time to this competition since the back end of last year. We know he's such an extraordinary good rider. And I'm sure we're going to see him continue his winning run. Of course, he won last week, so maybe he can continue that here as well. There is a lot of things to go through before they start. I mean, Mathieu van der Poel, Wout van Aert, the two biggest names in cyclocross. There is no one rivaling them. We do know there are people who have maybe matched them or surpassed them on individual records, but overall these two are head and shoulders above everyone. Wout van Aert is head and shoulders, everyone but Mathieu van der Poel, I would say. Both of these having won the World Cup in the past, this series. And this Antwerpen, which is a very interesting part of the world, obviously. This is the part of the world where Mathieu van der Poel is born. Yes, it is Belgium, but he is born in Belgium. And obviously Wout van Aert from Belgium. So it's a clash of the titans in Wout van Aert's home country and in Mathieu van der Poel's birthplace. But Mathieu so far, as we said, 1 out of 1 in Namur. Namur in Belgium, not in France. Last year he was absolutely exquisite with the races he did enter. He entered, how many is that? That is eight victories last year. So 100% winning run. Obviously, he won the World Championships as well for, how many times has he done that now? Was it 7 or 8? Absolutely remarkable. Obviously, he's going this year to try and get the outright record. I think it's this year because I think, isn't it Eric de Vlaming? He has the record outright. So we'll wait and see with that. Obviously, that's later on in the year or in this season. It's start of next year. But Eric de Vlaming, he is the man he's looking towards in terms of the history books. He's won it 7 times, the World Championships. And Mathieu van der Poel, is it 6? Is it 7? I have a sneaking suspicion it's 7. Obviously, there was no Wout van Aert at the World Championships. So that does help. But I mean, Wout van Aert hasn't really been the prolific force that we have enjoyed over a number of years. But Mathieu van der Poel, we'll see if he can do magic once again here in Antwerpen. Let's just get a statistic over the race itself. There's plenty of good cyclocross databases on this as well. But in the last few years in the Antwerpen, last year we had Eli Iserbyt actually winning this race. Eli Iserbyt out with, I think, for the whole season with injuries. Obviously, with a cyclocross rider, that is absolutely devastating at this point. This is their main chunk of their life, whatever you call it, their income, and being a pure specialist is absolutely detrimental to him. Wout van Aert getting interviewed as well at the start. We've still got a few minutes away before they start. But Wout van Aert, absolutely monster on the bike. He's had a few ups and downs in terms of crashes over, was it 2024 where he had quite a few crashes. He's come back from a lot of unlucky crashes. Think back to the Olympics, the Yeah, I mean, you can go all the way back to the Dauphiné crash, the Tour de France crash, Vuelta a España crash in 2024. That was quite devastating as well. Olympics, he crashed there as well in France. The Dwars door Flandern, very famous crash now as well. So it's just, yeah, it's a shame. You could have seen so much more of Wout van Aert. The question always attached to him is he going to be winning this, or well, the Cobble Classics? Is he going to be, where is his form going to be in terms of this? Obviously, Thibaut Ness, he's also going to be question mark over the season. Like we said, he's already won 2 races, and for sure he's going to try and get that World Cup competition. Obviously, Mathieu van der Poel and Wout van Aert starting so late normally means that they discount themselves in the overall World Cup, overall Super Prestige, overall H2O classifications, and that really does hamper them. But last year, is this right? Yeah, last year. Yeah, last year for Wout van Aert, 2 victories. He won the World Cup in the Der Monde. He also didn't win Benidorm. I was actually there. That was a crazy addition. Gulgem, he also won that. So 2 victories last year from Wout van Aert. He's an incredible talent, as we know. So much expectations. We can see them on the lineup right now. Obviously, the peculiar thing as well with cyclocross is that you have to qualify where you start in a way. The higher up you are in the standings, the higher up you start. So Wout van Aert and Mathieu van der Poel not starting on the front row. We're getting an introduction of Thibaut Ness here. So Thibaut Ness, the World Cup leader, is he going to be able to do it here? That remains to be seen. I mean, these two have Thibaut Ness has actually completely come into his own right, and we look forward to see what he's going to be doing this year as well on the road and further into this season. I don't know if you guys remember, but when he was around 17, he was absolutely ripping it up. He was absolutely ripping it up against some of the other riders. So we'll wait and see what happens. But plenty of riders looking to do something here. We're seeing Laurens Sweet getting introduced as well to the crowd. I mean, he had a blind of a season a few years ago as well. But we'll see how much form he's come into this. But Mathieu van der Poel, Wout van Aert, obviously the 2 headline acts in this thing, and I'm pretty sure the victory is going to be a Mathieu van der Poel complete demolition job, if we're honest. Let's be honest, we think that's going to happen. But we're also seeing Laurens van der Haar, who was actually the quickest lap setter last week in Namur. So despite Mathieu van der Poel winning the race, the quickest lap did go to Lars van der Haar. So we will wait and see here. But there's so many teams from the Ceylon team as well. Still the introduction of all the riders. So we're just waiting to see what will happen here. And apologies guys, I can't show you the footage. I don't have the rights for this. So it is literally a commentary stream, and I'm sure some people can guide you where to watch the footage. I'm enjoying it on Eurosport, if that helps. But for the time being, we're going to see what will happen here in Antwerpen. Mathieu van der Poel, Wout van Aert, the 2 biggest guys. Maybe we should ask that in the poll as well. Who do you think? Do you think Wout van Aert can win something this year in terms of the Cobble Classics? I think many of us would love to see it. 55% of you have said Mathieu van der Poel is going to win. Wout van Aert 36%, and Thibaut Ness only 9%. So only 9% of you supporting the World Cup leader. We'll see what he is able to do here. Obviously this is the biggest moment in cyclocross thus far. I always feel bad. I always feel bad for the rest of the guys as well, that this is most of the early part of the season, not many people care too much about it until the 2 juggernauts, Mathieu van der Poel and Wout van Aert, are there. So we'll wait and see. But Niels van der Putte here, we're seeing him from Alpecin de Koenig development team as well. Um, yeah, we are going to wait and see what happens here, but yeah, I would suspect that this is going to be a bit closer. Yeah, a few of you actually saying that as well. It could be a lot closer between the guys. Mathieu van der Poel, is his form completely there? Is he completely locked in? Wout van Aert starting a bit further back as well. So these two guys absolutely gonna hopefully, yeah, hopefully we're gonna see them put on a show here. If it is a bit closer, I think we would like that as well. Yeah, I think that would be quite good. But Lawrence Sweek, we're seeing him. We're seeing Michael van Toorhout as well. It's still just looking, well, they're still just getting ready here. Lars van der Haar, former European champion as well. No Ila Izabid, as we said. Wout van Aert quite far back as well. We're moments away from the race starting. I'll do my best to color in the thing as well. And yeah, do follow everyone in the chat as well if you're trying to find the footage as well. But Toon van der Bosch here as well. Mathieu van der Poel, remember he did win in Namur. It was maybe a bit close for comfort as well. But Thibaut Nys taking the victory, the World Cup leader. We are moments away, and I hope the live graphic, the data graphic, does update. But yeah, this is one of the most anticipated races of the year. I don't think we're going to get any races as anticipated for this as well. So we'll wait and see. They are moments away. That first corner is going to be quite crucial. The race has started, and we are going to see where Mathieu van der Poel and Wout van Aert actually, how quickly they can climb through this. But early on, it is the Celan team. They are just keeping control at the front. Jordi Neuhausen as well towards the front. But Mathieu van der Poel and Wout van Aert, there is a crash from number 70, one of the other riders, lesser known riders, shall we say. But we are just looking towards Mathieu van der Poel and Wout van Aert. The women's race was quite an interesting one. Lucinda Brand winning in the final moments. But yeah, for the time being, it's just, yeah, a fairly fast start here. And a very heavy crash at the beginning. Very heavy crash, one of the riders coming down. So, yeah, but at the front, it's Celan. We're just looking out for Mathieu van der Poel and Wout van Aert. They're side by side almost. Wout van Aert gets past Mathieu van der Poel. Wout van Aert's up to 5th place now. Mathieu van der Poel around 10th. But they are on to the sand section here. And Wout van Aert getting a bit of an advantage on Mathieu van der Poel there. A good move by Wout van Aert to just snake around everyone. So we'll wait and see. But that was quite an impressive start by Wout van Aert. Getting up past a lot of riders. But there was a bit of a bottleneck behind and plenty of riders coming down. I think there's an EF Education Easy Post rider in this race as well. So that's interesting. But Mathieu van der Poel and Wout van Aert is who we're looking out for. It's the sand section. This is by the river in Antwerp. I think it's a river. And yeah, a whole host of riders getting off the bike at the sand section. But it is Lawrence Sweek leading them in to this first part. You've also got Thibaut Del Grosso in 4th wheel. Mathieu van der Poel in 6th wheel. Wout van Aert in 7th wheel. So this is going to be an interesting one, to say the least. But for the time being, Wout van Aert is right behind Mathieu van der Poel. We'll see how the fitness goes for these two. Mathieu van der Poel being in the Costa Blanca for quite a long time, training, really preparing his entrance into the season. But for the time being, it is just these two juggernauts sitting quite tight where they are. And we'll see if they are going to be able to do something here. Are they going to be able to stop the seemingly the bit of dominance that they have, Thibaut Nys? But for the time being, Thibaut Del Grosso, Mathieu van der Poel, and Wout van Aert almost linked together here. We'll see if they're going to be able to do something. We're just waiting for one of them to get to the front here. We're just waiting. But Thibaut Nys quite far back as well. So we will wait and see. The crash coming in for Pro Cycling Stats was Mathieu. Was Kevin Knoon and Jules van der Kemp was the two riders coming down. So Swiss rider and an American rider. But Mathieu van der Poel and Wout van Aert separated by one rider. They're still not up towards the front. It's Jordi Neuhausen, who's the leading rider right now. They're coming through a very tricky sand section, and all these riders tackling quite well. But it is Thibaut Del Grosso, the heir to Mathieu van der Poel, in second wheel right now. Mathieu van der Poel in fourth wheel, and Wout van Aert just losing a few places. Thibaut Ness not too far. He's actually on the wheel of Mathieu van der Poel right now. So Del Grosso in second place. They're coming through where they would change the bikes, and no one really blinking right now. So no one really blinking. But yeah, it's looking very well for Mathieu van der Poel and Wout van Aert, keeping out of trouble right as we speak. So we'll see what happens here. But Mathieu van der Poel just in that third wheel. He's looking to move up as well, but it's still Jordi Neuhaus. He can feel Lawrence Schweik and Mathieu van der Poel coming ever closer. Wout van Aert losing a few bike lengths as well as they're through the fast grass section here. But yeah, for the time being, we've just got the change of the lead. Thibaut Del Grosso just takes the lead as they come into that fast or the sandy section here. They're both getting off the bike. Thibaut Del Grosso losing the lead again to Jordi Neuhaus, but Mathieu van der Poel crucially has moved up into third place. So third place for Mathieu van der Poel right now. So we'll wait and see. Mathieu van der Poel, yeah, he's in prime position now. And maybe this is going to be a bit of a demolition job once he gets to the front. But he's taking it fairly easy right now. And it could be an interesting position that would happen here. But for the time being, Wout van Aert losing a bit of ground. He's still losing a bit of ground right now. And we will just see what happens here. We'll just see if we are going to see anyone really just taking to the front and doing something here. But we'll wait and see. For the time being, it's still... Well, right now we've got Mathieu van der Poel at the front here of this group. Mathieu van der Poel leading Thibaut... Well, in this leading trio with Thibaut Del Grosso, Jordi Neuhausen, and then we got a fourth rider as well. But Mathieu van der Poel has the lead of the race right now. He's got the lead of the race, so we'll wait and see what happens here. Mathieu van der Poel, is he just going to really just hammer home the lead? He's opening up the gap between him and Thibaut Del Grosso on the sandy banks. Absolutely just opening up completely. Is he going to be able to do it? That is the big question. Is he going to be able to open up the gap even more right now? But Mathieu van der Poel doing a formidable job just keeping this under control. The gap is about 2 bike lengths to Thibaut Del Grosso now as they come through this very twisty, muddy section, or dry, muddy section, I would say. They are doing a very good job to just keep the pressure a bit on Mathieu van der Poel, but he is just opening up the throttle here. We are only on the first lap as well. So the champion of the world coming into the more trickier, muddy section. Thibaut Del Grosso, his heir, many people say, is trying to follow him as well. But right now it is the Dutch dominating the front with 3 riders. But Van der Poel absolutely twisting through these roads. No one really able to stay in touch with him. Obviously, Thibaut Del Grosso, a teammate of his on the road. But right now these two are sort of putting everyone else in a bit of bother. Mathieu van der Poel, he's just getting a bit of distance here. He's got around 3-4 seconds to Thibaut Del Grosso now. So he is opening it up. I mean, Wout van Aert fans, it is looking a bit dire right now. He's not in the top 6. He's just outside, 13 seconds down on Van der Poel in 7th place. Van der Poel just jumping across all the hurdles right now, getting through all the sandy banks as well. So he is just trying to get through this as quickly as possible. Obviously, we're getting towards that second lap, but he's already taken the lead and opening up a bit of a gap now. But Del Grosso just claws a bit of time back on a bit of an uphill muddy section. Mathieu van der Poel definitely not his own race right now. He's not completely dominating this race. There are 3 riders, all Dutch, at the front here in Antwerpen, but Wout van Aert is certainly struggling. He certainly is struggling a bit. Mathieu van der Poel, I think, he just took that corner a bit too fast, so that's where it was a bit of a bother for him. So they're all together, the 3 Dutchmen, Van der Poel, Del Grosso and Neuhausen, as they come up towards the first lap. So the first lap they did take. They're leading 9 seconds down to Hendricks. Wout van Aert is 12 seconds down now. So 12 seconds down for Wout van Aert. It's going to be a bit of a fight back for him if he's going to get this back here. But yeah, I think Wout van Aert is sadly not going to be delivering the showdown that we wanted. So, but it is a Dutch affair at the front, so an absolute Dutch affair, to say the least. So we will wait and see here. We will wait and see. Are we going to see Mathieu van der Poel dominate this again? Van der Poel, Del Grosso, and then Newhausen at the front. They got a sizable lead as they come into the sand section here. These three riders not really troubled by anything else. And who is going to be winning this? That is the big question. It's fairly early on. There's only the second lap of the race. So we've got a few laps to go of this race. But Mathieu van der Poel gapping Del Grosso a bit here. Gapping him a bit. So Del Grosso just losing a bit of touch to Mathieu van der Poel. Only slightly, but jumps off the bike here on the sand section and closes the gap. It's still Van der Poel, Del Grosso. And, well, Del Toro used to be a cyclocross rider. But that aside, Del Grosso, and, yeah, the rest. But Mathieu van der Poel has built up a few seconds of a lead again. Del Grosso, the Dutch national cyclocross champion. Mathieu van der Poel, the world champion, as we know. And Joris Newhouse, a very strong rider as well. Wout van Aert is starting to fight back here in the second group that it does find itself a bit further down. So it's looking a bit more interesting now, to say the least. We will see maybe Wout van Aert get back into this. It depends how they're going to pace this as well. But for the time being, it is looking very, very good here. Very good for Mathieu van der Poel. But Del Grosso, don't count him out. He's looking very good here. He's looking like he's a bit more up to the challenge than maybe I should have given him credit for. We haven't really talked about Del Grosso in this year or for this stream at all. So, but we were talking about Thibaut Ness. Thibaut Ness, where are we finding him as well? We're seeing pictures of Wout van Aert. Thibaut Ness, I think, is struggling, the World Cup leader. Yeah, he's a bit further down here. So Thibaut Ness is struggling. But Mathieu van der Poel trying to do as many digs on these very short, sharp climbs as possible. We've still got Del Grosso in his wheel, sort of. There is about a 2-second gap that keeps kind of opening up, closing. So it is looking very tight between the riders here. Joris Newhausen is doing a very good job to keep up with his two countrymen as well. But for the time being, these guys are looking very sharp and looking like they maybe are going to be deciding this win for themselves. Obviously, it's too early in. It's like 11 minutes in. But Del Grosso, he's agonizingly trying to claw back Van der Poel. Van der Poel has about a 3-4 second gap now. So he is just opening it up, and then Del Grosso is closing it. Opening, close. So, yeah, we'll see when the elastic snaps. But Newhausen doing a very good job in third place. Wout van Aert is leading the charge for that chasing group. I think we got Michael van Toerhout in that group. But Mathieu van der Poel starting to open up the gap now. So now it's starting to go past that 3-4 seconds. I think the elastics has snapped a bit now. So I think this is where we see the change, the inflection point, the whatever. Del Grosso, not Del Toro, doing a very, very good job here, the youngster. And we will just get an update on what he's been doing in this year's cyclocross season so far. Teammate of Mathieu van der Poel on the road, as we said. But it doesn't really matter in this point here. Michael van Toerhout struggling. Wout van Aert is fighting back here. Wout van Aert is clawing this gap back. Van der Poel losing a bit of time on the sand. Thibaut Ness nowhere right now in terms of the first two groups. Wout van Aert currently fourth on the road, I guess, on the sand. But doing a good job to try and fight back from that very good explosive start that we saw from Mathieu van der Poel. Van der Poel has visibly gapped Del Grosso, and Newhausen also getting a gap bit by Del Grosso. So Del Grosso kind of getting his own space here with about 5 seconds up to Mathieu van der Poel, 3 seconds down to Newhouse. So we will wait and see. But Van der Poel absolutely loving it right now in the sand in his birthplace town. We got Wout van Aert about 13 seconds down. So he hasn't lost too much time since they crossed the line. Michael van Toerhout is down about 18 seconds. We got Lawrence Tweak, 18 seconds as well. Where is Thibaut Ness? Pim Runhard in 9th place. Toon Arts in 10th place, 26 seconds. Van der Putte, 11th. Other Van der Putte in 12th. Niels Van der Putte in 12th. Orts in 13th, the Spanish rider. Yeah, where's Thibaut Ness? That's the big question. Yeah. Is he out? Is he? Yeah, 16th. 42 seconds down. Thibaut Ness. Thibaut Ness, 42 seconds down for the current World Cup leader. So that is a bit of a surprise for many of us. So we'll wait and see. But for the time being, Mathieu van der Poel is leading by 5 seconds to Del Grosso. Del Grosso has about a 1 second lead. Wout van Aert 14 seconds down in 4th place. So it's not over, let's be honest. But it's definitely not looking good for Wout van Aert at this moment. He needs to find an extra gear if he's going to do anything. But he is hunting down the 2 other Dutchmen's trailing Van der Poel. So Wout van Aert, he's distanced the chasing group. He's just meandering around the muddy, dried lanes here. And Mathieu van der Poel getting up towards, getting past the bike change area. And Del Grosso and Newhouse, I think they are going to be feeling the warm breath of Wout van Aert shortly as well. But Mathieu van der Poel pushing on. What can he do? Absolutely just tidy. Very, very tidy from him right now. Very tidy around this course. Just needs to not mess up. We saw, in the Namur one, he had a bit of trouble there. But for the time being, it's very, very tidy for Mathieu van der Poel. Absolutely instrumental how he's doing it right now. He's not a 7-time world cyclocross champion for nothing. Such an incredible athlete, as we know, but we'll wait and see. We've got 2 more laps. He's coming into the start of the 3rd lap now. We haven't got a confirmation of how many laps. 6 laps to go. 6 laps to go is what we got left. So quite an interesting one. I think we just need to update the graphic as well. It hasn't really updated, but for the time being, it's Mathieu van der Poel leading Wout van Aert in 4th place. He's 17 seconds down, so he did just lose a bit of time there. So a bit of time lost from Wout van Aert. I'll just make sure to update the graphic as well. But for the time being, Thibaut Ness is absolutely feeling it right now. So we'll see what he says at the end of the race as well. But for the time being, it's a Mathieu van der Poel show. He's absolutely killing it for the time being. So the 2 Dutchmen trailing him, but I suspect we are going to get a Mathieu van der Poel, Wout van Aert joining the party, and potentially for that podium position, he could start his season with a podium, which wouldn't be too bad for Wout van Aert, considering, who knows how he's feeling. That is the big question as well. Do we think Wout van Aert is he top shape? Is he starting to decline? That is the big question as well for many people. But obviously, many of us Wout van Aert fans, we hope that we can see him absolutely rise to the top again. But he's not really putting too much emphasis on cyclocross anymore. I think it is more, a bit of a show for him. He is a cyclocross rider by DNA, but maybe, I think he's thinking more about the last few throws of his road career, obviously. And obviously he's a incredibly strong rider when it comes to his teammates. But we will wait and see if he can do anything later on. I'm trying to work out that graphic as well. For some reason, they've thrown a commercial break during the race. Thanks, guys. They don't do that during a football game, do they? So why do it during a cyclocross race? But we'll see once these commercials have disappeared. Absolutely atrocious. How much the lead maybe is by Mathieu van der Poel. Oh, my goodness. It's crazy, isn't it? But for the time being, we're around 18 minutes into the race. And this is looking fairly good for Mathieu van der Poel. He's got around a 10-second lead right now. Or 17-second lead for the group that has been joined by Wout van Aert, which we didn't see because of the commercials. Thank you, commercials. So Joris Nieuwhausen Newhouse. I'm sure I'm butchering that. Any Dutch, please let me know. Wout van Aert in there, Thibaut Del Grosso. That is your chasing pack after the incredible Mathieu van der Poel. Not really too many team tactics in cyclocross races. I'd say it's more like a Formula One race where everyone's against everyone. But for the time being, it's looking like Mathieu van der Poel doesn't need any help from anyone. So Mathieu van der Poel, this could maybe be another victory for him. Another one in Antwerpen, as we said last year, was Ile Itzebit, but before that it was Mathieu van der Poel who won the last 3 editions of this race. So it's an impressive record, you have to say, from him. But for the time being, Mathieu van der Poel will just have to see what he can do this season. Is he going to be able to rip it up completely? We will wait and see. But for the time being, Mathieu van der Poel is doing a very good job, to say the least. Let's just try and see if we can get the updated stats while we're waiting. Yeah, there you go. So updated stats for everyone. So hopefully that helps a bit. Oh, we had a crash. We had a crash from our rider here on the steps. Not the steps. On the, what do you call that? It's on the obstacle. But we're back. There's commercials are gone finally. Mathieu van der Poel, he's still out in front, as we said, over 10 seconds of a lead. On the 3rd lap, running on the sand here, absolutely just soaking up the atmosphere in his own birthplace. Such a formidable rider. I mean, if I was going to throw accolades at him, we could make the whole show about that, but obviously we're not going to do that. Jordi Meijers, the second group now, has absolutely... It's starting to increase quite a lot. Wout van Aert is just hanging off the two of them. There's about a second between him and Joris Newhouse. They are in the sand section, so Wout van Aert not quite as strong on the sand as he used to be here. A lot of riders getting off the sand for the sand as well. So, yeah, interesting. Wout van Aert pushing on here. What can he do? That is the big question. Is he going to be able to get a podium right now? Sweek in 5th place. That is looking very good. We're close to 100 likes, so smash the like button if you haven't already. But for the time being, we are just seeing that chase group of Joris Newhouse with Thibaut Del Grosso. And then you got Wout van Aert just a few bike lengths behind them, but essentially in the same group as well. On the 3rd lap, we're almost halfway through the race. So we will wait and see. We will wait and see what happens here. But for the time being, it is quite a close affair here. Quite a close affair between that second group. Mathieu van der Poel having a bit more of breathing room, but the 3rd group on the road is very close to the second group. So Laurens Sweek, I think we are going to get him joining. So Laurens Sweek is going to be joining any minute now. But for the time being, it is looking interesting. Wout van Aert, he's getting around Del Grosso for the first time in this race, almost. Jordi Newhouse, he knows that Wout van Aert is in this group, so he's trying to lift the pressure a bit on the dry mud. Wout van Aert, he's just a bit further behind. Can he lift it? I'm not quite sure here. I'm not quite sure he can do anything about this. But he's just trying to increase the pressure a bit. Wout van Aert just off the wheel of Del Grosso. Mathieu van der Poel still bike lengths between himself and everyone else. Quite a sizable lead at this point. And we're shortly coming up to the start of the 4th lap as well. No, cyclocross is not Olympic sport. I think many people within the winter Olympics don't want it to be one, so that's a bit of a shame. I would love to see it. I think many of us would love to see it. They have the Val di Sol. It is a winter sport, so I don't really see what the problem is. But Wout van Aert going in for a bike change here, so a bit too much mud probably stuck in between his wheels. Just coming out between two of the Sorolan riders. But Wout van Aert, a bit of a fight back now after that bike change. But obviously, if you have a lot of mud stuck between your wheels, it's going to slow you down a lot more, and you're going to be wasting a lot of energy. So good, very slick bike change there from Wout van Aert, and we'll see what he can do here. Obviously, they don't really take anything in, like in terms of gels or drinks or anything. They are very, very they just straight for it. Mathieu van der Poel crosses the line, 22 minutes and 50 seconds. So we still got a bit of a way here for him. So 5 laps to go now. 5 laps to go for Van der Poel. The fastest lap, 7 minutes and 29 seconds from Van der Poel right now. And 20 seconds down, Newhouse. Newhouse second place, then Del Grosso. Then Laurens Sweeck, who's managed to obviously overtake Wout van Aert after that bike change. Wout van Aert has 31 seconds between him and his career rival of Van der Poel. So I mean, that gap is quite sizable. So, I mean, Wout van Aert fans, I don't think it's going to be your man, unfortunately. We were hoping for a bit of a close one here. It was close in the beginning, but I'm not sure if this is going to be as close as we might be hoping for. Mathieu van der Poel absolutely ripping it up at the front with those rainbow stripes. We would have wanted a close one like the women's. The women's was absolutely nail-biting, to say the least, but I'm not sure this one is going to be in the same fashion, judging by what we're seeing. So the podium is going to be a bit more the battle where we watch, because Van der Poel looking to soak up another career win in terms of his amazing cyclocross career. 171 victories in his career so far in just cyclocross races, which is absolutely incredible, to say the least, because there's far less available than road races, obviously, but obviously it's also easier to win these if you're dominating a lot. But Jordi Newhouse, he's just our second man here. He's got Del Grosso struggling a bit in the sand. He elected not to get off the bike. So did Laurens Sweeck. And then we got Wout van Aert trailing not too far away. Thibaut Ness, where is he? He's gone AWOL. So Thibaut Ness struggling quite a lot as well. Michael van Toerhout. It's a very tricky course here with a lot of sand. Obviously, there's a lot of sand. But the jumps here, Mathieu van der Poel just tackling them like nothing. You're getting up the stairs very easily, as we know as well. But yeah, Van der Poel, dominance. It's a bit like we've seen many times. He's building that gap even more up now. It's around 25 seconds now to Jordi Newhouse and Del Grosso. They did have Mathieu van der Poel in their group, but that is just not the case here. Just absolutely evaporating or eviscerating his rivals once more. Huge gap this. Absolutely huge gap. Terrifyingly huge gap. The second group is quite clustered together now, so it's not just 2 riders, it's around 5-6 riders. Hendricks in there, Van Toerhout not far off either. Actually, Hendricks not in there, but Wout van Aert, Sweeck, Verstring in there as well, Del Grosso and Newhouse. That is the riders. So 3 Belgians and 2 Dutch riders chasing a Dutch rider. The first non-Benelux rider is Philippe Oorts, who is quite far back, joining more Belgians and Dutch as well. So Mathieu van der Poel out in front. We got plenty of riders trying to just get out of this second group. Wout van Aert finding himself towards the back end of this second group, but they are just struggling to get any cohesive chase really to limit what is happening at the front. That masterclass, as we're so used to with Mathieu van der Poel. So Mathieu van der Poel absolutely in a league of his own, as we're so used to as well. So we'll see if he's going to be able to just increase it ever so slightly more. Is he going to get it up to a minute by the time we finish? That could absolutely be on the cards, if we're honest. So we'll wait and see. But for the time being, Wout van Aert fighting for that podium position. Maybe the podium is on the books for him. He could get a very, very good result here, Wout van Aert, if he plays his cards right. But Jordi Newhouse looking very strong, leading the group right now. Del Grosso in third place. Laurens Sweeck in second place in this group. And Del Grosso being, feeling the warm air of Wout van Aert behind him. Mathieu van der Poel through the sand section now, electing to not ride through it, jumping off the bike. Yeah, I think the sand is where he was losing time a bit earlier, but for the time being, he's doing a very good job just to keep the pace on, keep the pressure on. And Laurens Sweeck behind, just leading this group with Newhausen behind him. Wout van Aert trying to not get off the bike here in the sand section. That very, very tough sand section by the open water as well. Nieuwenhuis. Okay, there we go. Nieuwenhuis. Thank you. I'll correct my pronunciation completely there. But for the time being, there is a bit of a gap between Group 2 and Group 3. That Group 2 obviously getting a few more visitors than they probably would have wanted. Lars Van der Haar not finishing. Plenty of riders DNFing. So a lot of riders have already DNF'd. Mathieu van der Poel out in front. We're coming into the 30-minute mark as well. He's absolutely blitzing this course once again. Van der Poel, is he going to be able to replicate his impressive classic season this year as well? We'll see that in 2026, obviously. But this year, it's another 100% winning start from him. There's plenty of races that he's going to be doing this year. But yeah, okay, it does look like he lost quite a bit of time there on the sand. So it has just truncated a bit, his lead. So he's not quite as far out as he was before. So yeah, it is looking a bit better for the chasing pack. But yeah, 29 seconds. 29 seconds. So it's not, yeah, it's not that close, if we're honest. But for the time being, Mathieu van der Poel still just increasing the lead. They are catching back markers as well. Remember, was it last year he had a bit of a incident with a back marker? Costa Rica guy. Yeah, that was a bit of an unfortunate racing incident, I would say. Yeah, a bit more dramatic than it probably should have been. But Laurens Sweeck, the second rider, he's managed to get rid of the other riders. 29 seconds is the gap between him and Mathieu van der Poel. Del Grosso is trying to lead now the third group with Wout van Aert on his wheel. Del Grosso just finding a bit of rough patch, losing his balance, having to clip out. Wout van Aert still locked on his wheel, doing everything to just keep the pressure on. And Mathieu van der Poel at the front, still no problems here on the course. He had a bit of a problem last week in Namur, but here it looks like, yeah, he's having a fairly comfortable ride through this for the time being. But Mathieu van der Poel, the world champion, 172 wins, looks like it's going to be on the cards here. Laurens Sweeck obviously desperately wants some victories as well. But yeah, I think when Van der Poel is there, you kind of have to be happy with a podium, especially if he is on on this kind of form. Nieuwenhuis, he is just not able to keep up with Laurens Sweeck. Wout van Aert wasn't on the Belgians wheel either. Mathieu van der Poel coming to the end of lap 4, so it's going to be lap 5 starting any minute now. So yeah, I mean, he has started lap 5, there we go. But it's Laurens Sweeck coming up to the finishing line. Where's he going to stop the clock? He's going to stop it 29 seconds down, so it was fairly accurate, to be honest. Wout van Aert leading what is now the third group on the road with Nieuwenhuis on his wheel. We've got Del Grosso on his wheel as well. But yeah, no signs of Thibaut Ness. We'll have to see where they put him in the standings as well. But for the time being, this is a fairly interesting scenario for that second group, or third group now on the road. Pim Ronhaard in 7th place, Michael van Toerhout 55 seconds down already. Niels van Putte in 10th place, 56 seconds down. And we didn't even get the graphic for Thibaut Ness. I mean, Thibaut Ness can't DNF here. If he has, I mean, you're losing points in the overall standings. So it'll be interesting to see what he says. Mathieu van der Poel tried to stay on the bike. Yeah, on the sand, but just had to succumb to that. But if he's struggling, then I think everyone in the world is struggling on that part. So yeah, Niels van der Putte, 10th place as we said. Thibaut Ness, I think we're going to get him coming through in a bit. So Thibaut Ness, I think, is struggling here, the Lidl Trek rider. Not Lidl Trek he's riding for here, obviously. It's the it's the other Trek team, the Cyclocross Trek. He is 20th, the World Cup leader. This is going to be a lot of points lost. No effort, obviously. No, a lot of effort and no points is going to be absolutely detrimental to the overall picture for him. Laurens Sweeck will know that. He'll want to absolutely hoover this up. There's quite a good cash prize associated with the overall standings as well. It used to be around 30,000 euros. Wout van Aert in 3rd place now. He's managed to distance Del Grosso and Nieuwenhuis. So, yeah, Wout van Aert really in the hunt for that 3rd place. And we will see if he can do it. Mathieu van der Poel still at the front now. Mathieu van der Poel still leading at the front. A good charge at the front, and we'll see what he can do. Absolutely ripping it up right now, the race. And yeah, he's gonna add another scalp of the Antwerpen to his very successful career. Can we see how many he's won in history? He's won absolutely a bucket load of these. So yeah, I'll try and go through that as well. But for the time being, it's Laurens Sweeck winning the fight for the second place. And we've got Wout van Aert trying to cement his place in that third place spot. So it's looking fairly good now for Wout van Aert to get a first podium of the season, his first race. So wouldn't be too bad, to be honest. But Mathieu van der Poel in this race has a lot of history. His first win came back in 2014, 11 years ago. Wout van Aert won it in 2015. Mathieu van der Poel then won it in 16, 17, 18. Laurens Sweeck in 20. Mathieu van der Poel in 20 as well. So they had a bit of an overlap there because of the pandemic. 2022, Mathieu van der Poel won that. 2023, Mathieu van der Poel. And then, as we said last year, it was Eli Iserbyt with, I think, no Mathieu van der Poel on the start line. So that explains that a bit. No Wout van Aert. There was a Thibaut Ness as well. Thibaut Ness was 12th last year, so he does struggle a bit with this course. Wout van Aert, 38 seconds down on Mathieu van der Poel. So he's losing time, but it's not crazy. It's not a minute and a half right now. So something to build upon. Wout van Aert is catching, Mathieu van der Poel is catching more back markers as well. He's getting towards that sand section as well. We're on 5 out of 8 laps, so we've got 3 laps to go almost. But the world the world cyclocross champion, he will never be world time trial champion. Prove me wrong, Mathieu, but I think that one is out of your amazing talents capability. But for the time being, we are just waiting to see if Laurens Sweeck can convert this second place. I mean, this would be quite... Oh, drop chain. Laurens Sweeck, drop chain. That is a disaster. He is on the sand section, so he's trying to put the chain on while running with his bike. If he's done that, that is absolutely remarkable. Yeah, drop chain. Yeah, just a bit of a drop chain there. If he managed to put that bike chain back, I will be super impressed while he was... Yeah, we'll wait and see, but that was impressive. Del Grosso, 4th, I think, on my count here, so he's just struggling a bit. We're just waiting to see Thibaut Ness. Michael van Toerhout struggling a bit as well, but Mathieu van der Poel nowhere near the sand section now. He's in the faster, muddy section, struggling a bit with some of the terrain, having to clip in, clip out. But I mean, if Mathieu van der Poel is doing it, any mortal would have to do it as well. But yeah, we'll wait and see what happens here. But Mathieu van der Poel firmly in control of this race for sure. And I think this might be our podium. Laurens Sweeck, Wout van Aert, and Mathieu van der Poel at the top. It looks like that's what we're heading towards, but we'll wait and see. For the time being, Del Grosso is just struggling. Actually, Del Grosso's ahead of Wout van Aert. So Del Grosso just managed to get past Wout van Aert. So yeah, Del Grosso is not out of the picture here. Del Grosso is not out of the picture for that podium spot. So yeah, there is a bit of a fight for this podium spot right now. Mathieu van der Poel, Wout van Aert, they really are... Well, Mathieu van der Poel, he's definitely going to be on the podium unless something happens. But Wout van Aert still in that fight for the third place. Laurens Sweeck, Nieuwenhausen. Yeah, there's a lot of candidates for that podium. The podium is definitely not set in stone right now. But 5 out of 8 laps, we're just seeing Mathieu van der Poel at the front, still just lighting it up. Laurens Sweeck just doing everything to keep that second place. There is a bit of a charge behind him with Nieuwenhausen and Verstringen. So Del Grosso and Wout van Aert have absolutely just been leapfrogged by these two and being caught a bit off guard. We are seeing Thibaut Ness struggling quite a bit as well. Yeah. Yeah, don't worry. There's no Isaac Del Toro in this race. He has done cyclocross in the past, but he's not here. Yeah, that would have been quite cool. But Wout van Aert, number 19, just struggling a bit here. We are seeing Mathieu van der Poel coming to the end of the 5th lap. So we're going to see him start the 6th lap momentarily. A Ukrainian rider trying to follow his wheel for as long as possible. But Mathieu van der Poel completing the 5th lap. So yeah, Wout van Aert getting another bike change here. So Wout van Aert is on a bit of a fight back mission if he's going to be able to get anything out of this. So for the time being, Wout van Aert is definitely on the uphill for getting a podium spot right now. We will wait and see. We'll wait and see. But Mathieu van der Poel, he's doing fairly consistent laps here. Slowest lap 7:39, quickest lap 7:29. So fairly consistent riding by him. Lawrence Sweet coming up to the finishing line. Where is he going to stop the gap clock? He's going to stop at about 39 seconds, 40 seconds even. So he is losing time on Mathieu van der Poel. He's able to keep that very consistent level, very high level. And the other riders looking behind. Del Grosso losing time here. He's about 5th. Del Grosso behind 3rd and 4th. In 5th place, 55 seconds down. So yeah, there is a bit of catch up for Del Grosso now. That podium spot that did look a bit more interesting or a bit more sure, yeah, maybe isn't going to be the reality now. But for the time being, it's an interesting one to say the least. What's happening on the road? Del Grosso, obviously, yeah, a bit younger than the other riders, only 22 years young. This is his 2nd race of the season, 14th in Namur. Obviously, he's balancing a road career as well with a cyclocross career right now as well. Didn't he win the under-23 World Championships? That does ring a bell. He won the under-23 Benidorm. He won the under-23 World Cup. And he won the under-23 World Championships as well in France. So there you have it. He did have a fairly successful season. He rode in some of the lead races as well. 4th in Daegem, this being Thibaut Del Grosso. And he did win the under-23 World Cup competition. So a good result for him there. Yeah, I don't know how much money the under-23 one carries with it, but obviously there's going to be prize money up for grabs there as well. But Mathieu van der Poel, absolutely ripping it up. We have more commercials, thank you. So I thought when you paid for something, you didn't have commercials, but apparently capitalism knows no bounds. They want to soak everything in. But for the time being, Mathieu van der Poel absolutely ripping it up at the front, doing everything in his power to take win number 172 and absolutely solidify his lead. He could be quite interesting if he does do more of the World Cup races this year. I'm not sure how many he's down for, but if he could do more of them, maybe he could be a bit higher up in that standings and could get some prize money up for that. Yeah, he's doing 3 races now, so he's doing in a row. He's doing tomorrow. He's doing the race after as well on Monday. Wout van Aert is not doing tomorrow, as far as I can see. But there are plenty of races for Mathieu van der Poel's calendar. He looks like he's not doing Benidorm, so that's a bit of a shame. But he's doing Cookscheide. He's doing the XO2 race as well on the 22nd. He's doing the Gravert, Ludenhout, the Sven Ness, the Sven Ness competition. He's not doing some of the big ones, so we'll see. But he's doing Hoogerheide, the World Cup there. 7-time world champion, tied with the man from Belgium, Eric de Vlaming. So this year, if he does win, he would be an 8-time world champion in cyclocross. Unprecedented, incredible, and we're all here for it, to say the least. But Mathieu van der Poel flying the flag for the Dutch once more. That rainbow jersey absolutely pinned to his shoulders, and he's through the sand section. Oh, he's getting into the sand section here. We're on lap 6 of 8, so 3 more laps to go. He's on the 3rd last lap. He's got a sizable lead here, and I don't think anyone can really do anything to challenge his might right now. We'll have to wait and see when the next time we see Wout van Aert challenging here as well. But Wout van Aert, he's just losing ground. He's trying to get back from those 2 bike changes as well. That really has hampered his opportunities for getting that podium spot. But yeah, they are going to meet again on Monday. So Monday, that'll be the next time we see these two Duke battle. He's down for Solda as well, but yeah, we will wait and see. For the time being, Lawrence Sweek still enjoying that second place, but Neuhausen and Van Stringen, they are going to get up to his wheels shortly. They are in the sand section. Lawrence Sweek, he used to be a very strong sand rider. He still is, but like a dominant force to say the least. But for the time being, he's doing a good job just to maintain this as much as possible. Keep this evaporating lead that he has over the two other guys. But for the time being, we're just waiting to see where Wout van Aert, he's caught himself in traffic here. So because of the second bike change, Wout van Aert is just feeling it a bit. So Wout van Aert is, yeah, it's a hard place to come from here. So we'll wait and see. We'll wait and see. But Wout van Aert doing everything in his power just to keep the pressure on. And maybe Mathieu van der Poel can be challenged at some point in these races over this Christmas period. But looking at what's happening in front of our very eyes, I don't think so. Fourth place is almost a minute down. Run hard, a minute down. Wout van Aert is 1 minute 8 seconds down on Mathieu van der Poel. So yeah, it's really written in the stars. Mathieu van der Poel coming into this trickier sloped section with a bit of dry mud, or wet mud, I should say. Not completely wet mud, but he's just circling around the bends as well, untroubled completely. Lawrence Sweek, his evaporating lead to this third chasing group, he needs to really fight for that. He's 44 seconds down to Mathieu van der Poel, but he's got around 5 seconds down to Neuhausen, so he's doing a good job to keep the pressure on. And yeah, that the fight for the second place is certainly not over. The first place, looking a bit more over right now, but for the time being, we're seeing Pim run hard, Del Grosso, Van der Putte, they're really fighting for it. Wout van Aert just, bleeding time here, bleeding positions, and a podium is not really going to be on the cards, I think, unless there's going to be bad luck for some of the other riders out towards the front. So, yeah, we'll wait and see. But Lawrence Sweek, he is in pole position for that second place. Neuhausen will have to see if he can just spring onto the podium here. But for the time being, Del Grosso and Wout van Aert, who looked like they could have been nailed on for joining Wout van der Poel on the podium, are absolutely out the back here in terms of the chase. But Van der Poel, absolutely dominant force. He's coming up to the end of the 6th lap here. So we've got 2 more laps to go. 2 more laps to go after this. So Mathieu van der Poel absolutely demolishing all the rivals. No one could do anything really about this. It's not over yet. Anything can happen. Bike chain, all this lovely stuff that these cyclocross riders have to deal with in a daily basis, or a weekly basis, or a race basis. But for the time being, it is firmly in the hands of Mathieu van der Poel. We're seeing plenty of riders trying their best here, but I mean, this would be a great result for Emil Stringen, but Lawrence Sweek, a second place here would be very good. He hasn't had the best start, let's just double check that as well. Lawrence Sweek, a strong start by Van der Poel, as we know. He's always starts strong. I mean, last year he was completely dominant, 100% wins from where he was. But yeah, Lawrence Sweek, he's had a few more race days than Van der Poel. In Namur, he was 16th, so this would be a good bounce back result for him. Wout van Aert, 1 minute 6 seconds down on Van der Poel right now. He's absolutely out of it. The podium's out for him as well, but Mathieu van der Poel just making sure that he can wield around these places as well. He's just pushing on a bit, getting out. He's got a very, very heavy breathing a huge breathing space down to the other riders. But for the time being, we're just seeing Lawrence Sweek running around the corners as well. Neuhausen, the second chase group with Stringen as well. Stringen, the teammate of Lawrence Sweek. But Lawrence Sweek's best result here in 2025-2026 season, he managed to get a win in the Super Prestige Yarmak Cross. So he has tasted win so far. He was second in the Tabor World Cup in Czech Republic as well. and could potentially get another second place in the World Cup, and was third in the Italian round as well in Tre Alba. Wout van Aert, he is struggling here. He's in the group with Niels Putter, with Pim Ronhard and Thibaut Del Grosso. So this group is struggling a bit in the sand. I think maybe his wheels are a bit jammed here. I'm not quite sure what's going on with Wout van Aert here in the sand. But Van der Poel out towards the front. It's absolutely incredible. Nobody really able to rival this man. He's absolutely in a league of his own. We're so used to this sight. And there was that bit of an intrigue if we were going to see a close affair between him and Wout van Aert for this. But I don't think that is the case. Wout van Aert absolutely, trouble central. 2 free bike changes. Not really where he would have wanted this. But Lawrence Swig, second place. This will be a big result for him. Neuhausen, he wants this podium. The third place spot on the podium will be a bit more interesting. We'll see when we come up to the final lap who is really going to throw it all on the line. But Wout van Aert battle for 5th place now. They're not too far behind the third or the second chase group. So maybe a last-ditch effort could get any of these riders in this group, Pin Ronhard, Del Grosso, etc., on the podium. So we will wait and see. But for the time being, Mathieu van der Poel, as we've said it too many times, absolutely enjoying the front with no opposition, no resistance. And behind we are just seeing Neuhausen trying something maybe. Mathieu van der Poel, is he just going to up the laps a bit or up the speed a bit more? This is a great way to prepare for the road season, I would say. Full throttle ahead, and no one really able to rival him. Lawrence Week, 44 seconds down. The second chase group is 56 seconds down, so they've got 11-second deficit to Lawrence Week. Mathieu van der Poel in the sand section, choosing to just get off the bike. Lawrence Week absolutely trying his best to keep this as far away as possible. Keep that second place locked in. Second place is no bad result when there's a Van der Poel in the race. So we will see. But Wout van Aert, he is losing a bit of time here. Del Grosso looks like he's struggling a bit. We're still wondering where Thibaut Ness is as well. Obviously, as we said, he struggled in this race last year. But it looks like Thibaut Ness had a great one in Namur. Could maybe have taken the win from Mathieu van der Poel if he had a bit more luck on his side. But Lawrence Week struggling a bit through the sand section here, trying to ride the track that most of these riders have been riding. But he's just struggling, having to clip out a few times. But Neuhausen, he looks fairly comfortable. Well, Stringen, he's just getting off, running. Wout van Aert not far behind them as well. I would say 3, 4, 5 seconds maybe between him and what is now the battle for that third podium spot. So that third podium is not too far away from Wout van Aert. So he's currently in 5th place on the road. But he is struggling a lot here, having to grab onto the barriers to try and get a bit of momentum, trying to not get off the bike. But Wout van Aert struggling a bit here in the sand section. Lawrence Week, second place, not second wheel. No one's near the back wheel of Mathieu van der Poel in this moment. So, Lawrence Week, he has got a bit of a buffer to the chasers, so he needs to maintain that, to say the least. But is he going to be able to do it? That remains to be seen. Neuhausen, Stringen, Verstringen, they're just trying to keep the momentum up and try and fight off the imminent pressure coming from behind of Wout van Aert. Wout van Aert just getting through the sand section a bit better, and that momentum really carrying him through. Mathieu van der Poel just coming up to close to the final lap as well. He's getting through that steep bank, steep part of the road as well, or of the course. So we'll wait and see what happens here. Neuhausen still with Verstringen, not managed to get none of them managed to getting rid of each other. Mathieu van der Poel getting ever closer to that finishing line as well. Obviously, it's the penultimate lap here. He's getting a bike change. Obviously, he's got a lot of time as well. So, the Canyon boys just changing bikes for Mathieu van der Poel. Lawrence Sweek just coming up towards the bike changing zone, as you would call it, I guess, the pit zone. So we'll see if he elects to go for a new bike as well. Wout van Aert still struggling. He's in 5th place, around 6 seconds away from Neuhaus and Nieuwenhuis and Verstringen. But right now, Mathieu van der Poel just cruising at the front, just nothing able to hamper his momentum right now, doing everything in his power to get that 172nd win of his career in cyclocross. 7-time world champion, as we've said already. Really, really interesting what's been going on here for him. But we are just seeing a lot of riders trying to keep the momentum up to pressure some sort of podium spot. But right now, Nieuwenhuis has been gapped here. So Verstringen has managed to distance Nieuwenhuis. So Nieuwenhuis is gone. Mathieu van der Poel comes and starts his final lap here. The timer is ticking. Let's see what the gap is between him and Lawrence Sweek. It is the final gap. It is the final lap. This was the slowest of Mathieu van der Poel's laps. 8 minutes and 1 second. Obviously, that's down to his bike change. But we are just seeing, Lawrence Sweek stopping the clock at 24 seconds. So that bike change taking about 20 seconds out of Mathieu van der Poel there. So Lawrence Sweek and his teammate Verstringen, they could get a double podium spot here. That would be absolutely incredible, to say the least. Are we maybe going to see something happening? That is the big question. Wout van Aert trying to fight on. He's, a few seconds down. Mathieu van der Poel might be feeling the pressure a bit now. If he has a drop chain or anything goes wrong, he gets through the first sand section fairly well. No one able to challenge him there. Looking very good. Looking very good here. Mathieu van der Poel. Is he going to be able to win this, his 172nd win? I think yes. Most of you going for Mathieu van der Poel in the poll as well. But Lawrence Sweek getting through this. He's got quite a sizable gap to his teammate. I'd say about 5-6 seconds of a gap. 10 seconds, they're saying. Nieuwenhuis is feeling Wout van Aert coming from behind. So the battle for 4th place is very on. Del Grosso losing a bit of pace as well. But Wout van Aert is looking at that 4th place within clutching distance. Lawrence Sweek, if you look behind, you could see his teammate about 10 seconds behind him. But it is the final sand section for these guys now. This is where Wout van Aert needs to make up some distance if he can. He's got Nieuwenhuis right in front of him. So that 4th place is up for grabs. But he's struggling quite a lot to get a bit of momentum here. He's trying to use the barrier, Wout van Aert, like he did on the last lap, to just keep the wheels rolling and not unclip. But we'll see what he's got left here. Wout van Aert, such an accomplished rider on the sand, on the road, on the cyclocross as well. But Mathieu van der Poel getting past one of the last stair sections as well. The 7-time world champion in cyclocross, absolutely soaking up the atmosphere in his birth town or birth city of Antwerpen. So this is absolutely incredible to see from him. He's doing a phenomenal job to keep the pressure on. And nobody's really been able to trouble him. He kind of kept it a bit lively in that first lap. We thought Del Grosso and Nieuwenhuis maybe could do something, but quickly distanced both of them when he wanted to. Verstringen is looking like he's doing, that podium might be his. Wout van Aert is losing a bit of steam here. They can see Nieuwenhuis. So Nieuwenhuis is just feeling Wout van Aert and the rest of the chasers. There's 4 chasers behind Nieuwenhuis trying to get that 4th place, but no podium spot for these guys. Mathieu van der Poel coming ever closer to the finishing line. Few more technical sections. Lawrence Sweek, this will be a very good result with Wout van Aert being in the race, and you're able to maybe get a 2nd place. That is no mean feat by him. And I think he'll take the 2nd place after a bit of a struggle in Namur. And this will be very good for his World Cup overall standings as well, with Thibaut Ness struggling so much. Wout van Aert really starting to lose the wheel now. He's not even 5th now, he's 6th. So Wout van Aert really not delivering us that blockbuster rivalry that we wanted here today. But Mathieu van der Poel absolutely just ripping this race up completely. Nobody really able to challenge him. Lawrence Sweek second place. He's losing a few more seconds here. It's 27 seconds. So Verstringen, they're saying, is only 7 seconds down. So it's quite close for that second place. Could be a teammate battle here. We've got Neuenhausen. He's looked like he might be the best of the rest in terms of the non-podium spots. Mathieu van der Poel just running across the sand as well. The final sand section, I believe, for them now. So final sand section, not taking any chances, just being out of the saddle here. Laurens Sweeck trying to get the momentum like we saw with the barriers, like we saw with Wout van Aert, but not quite finessing it as well as his Belgian countryman. But Verstringen can see his trade teammate of Laurens Sweeck in front of him. So these two might just be fighting it out for that second place. I think it will be a double podium for this team. Wout van Aert is losing a lot of ground here. He's in fifth place. It's one of Thibaut Ness's teammates who's managed to get ahead of him. But Mathieu van der Poel coming through another tricky section here, weaving around the barriers, and I think we are going to get very close to the finish line here. He's absolutely done a number on his rivals here. And if you haven't already, smash the like button. Let's try and get to 100 before we finish. This was a bit of a bonus stream. There will be a video out on Monday, so look forward to that here on the channel. Of course, we got a video coming up on the extra channel as well, about a certain Slovenia rider, so look out for that as well later this evening or morning, or wherever you are, time zone applicable. But for the time being, Wout van Aert struggling a lot in that chasing group. He's not even going to get 4th place. I think he might be looking at 7th place at this moment in time. There's 4 riders in that group fighting for the 4th place. Laurens Sweeck looks like he's gonna get that second place sealed. Much fun for almost just coming a cropper there, but next level bike handling as he has. He didn't crash at all, but he's coming around the last few corners of this final lap, and it looks like he will have tied this down completely. TBO is saying Ness hates the Antwerp course, so did his dad, so it's normal. Genetic, I guess. But yeah, Laurens Sweeck, 10 seconds between him and Verstringen. So I think that second place, bar any mechanicals, is going to be his. So it could be a very, very good one here for the Celan team. A double podium with a race where there's both a Thibaut Del Grosso, Wout van Aert, Thibaut Ness in there. I think they would have taken that result at the start of the race for sure. So Wout van Aert struggling quite a lot here. He's getting out of that second chase group now. So yeah, Wout van Aert, the battle for anything is out the window. I think a 7th place is what he's gonna have to be satisfied with at this point. So a lot of mishaps here, and not the start he would have wanted. I think a podium spot would have been satisfactory, but a 7th place, maybe not. So yeah. We'll see if that changes his program. But Mathieu van der Poel, the 7-time world champion, the man who has won this race a lot of times, born in this city, is taking another victory. 172 victories, takes his 2nd win in a row in the 2025-2026 cyclocross season. And what a win that was. Real dominance. We'll see the top 10 before I head over and do that video that you can check out on the Cycling Day in Extra channel. But yeah, the stream just ended. So Eurosport just stopped the race. Okay, that was weird. After seeing Mathieu van der Poel win, they were like, you don't need to see anything. So that was fairly weird. But Laurens Sweeck coming up to the finishing line as well. 2nd place for him. Good result for him, to say the least. And quite a notable performance there by Laurens Sweeck. A strong one. He's a good sand rider on his day, and he absolutely capitalizing that completely. Verstringen, his teammate, getting 3rd place, so that was a good result for him as well. And a great result for the team. 2-3 in a race with Mathieu van der Poel, Wout van Aert, and Thibaut Ness to the start line, and Michael van Toorhout. So not bad at all. We've also got Pim Ronhard managing to get 4th place. Niels van der Putte getting 5th place. Thibaut Del Grosso in 6th place. Wout van Aert in 7th place. Michael van Toerhout in 8th place. So, I mean, that is the top 8 for this race. Absolutely incredible race for Mathieu van der Poel. Sheer dominance. And yeah, I think that is basically it for today. Thank you for every single one of you who have joined. Smash the like button on the way out and check out the Cycling Day and Extra channel, because we are going to have a video up very shortly this evening. So look out for that. And as always, thank you very much to every single one of you. And I will see you in the other videos. And have a good evening, good afternoon, wherever you